It's Brian with Provision Studios, and we're coming up on the holiday season 2025. So I was hanging out in the studio, and I wanted to come up with a kind of a video that I have never done before. I just was thinking in my mind, what kind of content could I share with my friends and followers that might be a little interesting to them, that gives them an insight into what I do and how I do it. So what I'm going to try to do is present to you guys a video that shows me writing a song, like my process. What do I do? What's my mindset? How do I use my techniques? How do I use emotion to create? And then how do I work inside of my software to take an idea and elaborate on it. So I'm not going to go too in depth on it because I don't want to keep the video, or I want to keep the video rather short, but I do want to make like a cool little video for you guys to just see how I work. So going back way back into the 80s, 14-year-old, 15-year-old me, sitting at home, learning how to not just play, but write music. I've always had a fascination with writing music. So a technique I would use a lot when there was no one home is I would take my bass, I would find a movie on the television, and I would mute the television. My bedroom was right next to the living room, so I had a cable that was long enough to where I could plug my bass into my amp, turn the amp on, and go sit in the living room in the recliner with the TV on and be within listening distance of what I was playing while I was watching the TV. So the idea behind that, why do I mute the audio on the TV? I don't want to have any audio interference into my visual and my heart. So I want to see and feel at the same time with my bass. So I put a movie on. It might be an action movie. I would have my bass and I would try to write an action sequence or an uplifting, forward-moving type of fast progression. Maybe change the channel, put on a drama or a love story. I would try to play something romantic. And again, what I'm doing there is I'm training my heart to express what these emotions sound like through visual interaction. So if I see something, I can create that emotion with my my instrument. So I would do that for years. It was an important technique for me early on to learn what love sounds like, what sadness sounds like, what anger sounds like, and how do I approach that with my technique. Is it long notes? Is it short notes? Is it chords? Is it tapping? What am I doing there to allow that emotion that I'm trying to convey come across musically? So this is going to be a little glimpse into how that happens. Now I'm not going to have the TV on because I already have the emotion that I'm going for. So I'm going to go grab my bass, hook it up, and then I'm going to start trying to take the emotion that I have inside of me and write something right here in front of you guys. So let's see how that goes. I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm running through my studio monitors, so this isn't actually amplified, but I am running through my effects processor, so I'm getting a little bit of compression, a little bit of chorus, so it's a nice full sounding type of bass because the emotion that I'm going for is love and longing. So maybe missing someone and loving them, or looking to love someone that you miss, you know, so there's an absence there. That's sort of the emotion. So I have a 5-string bass, so I got a low B, so I'm going to use the B as my root, or my my foundational chord. So I got B, got a B, got a B, B. So that's all a B chord that I could play different spots on the neck. So when I do ballady kind of love stuff, my bass style is more chordal. Maybe so I would do like an arpeggio, or I would play like a melody while, you know, playing the progression of the song. So let's say we got we're saying B, B. So you hear right there, I can get many different sounds just by where I play on the neck or on the body, in reference, in relation to the pickups. So on a lot of, again, more mellow ballad kind of stuff, I like to have a more full sound instead of like a percussive or an attack. You know, I don't want to have like, I don't want to attack the bass like that. I would rather have something a little bit more peaceful and calming approach than a more aggressive or an attacking or a forceful kind of approach. So again, we're on our B, so you can go so a third, a minor fourth, so a B, a 4, 1, 2, root, second, third. So a major third would be D sharp or E flat. So it would be D sharp. So let's say so that would be a D sharp minor. We're playing a minor. This would be a major. Which I don't want. I want that minor element. And I could go down an octave, or same progression as Alright, so that's cool. So we've got our progression. So now let's try to embellish it a little bit, add some passing tones that takes us from the one chord to the second chord and back again. So maybe we can even do. Very simple. So we've taken a started there, and then we've added, again, just to give it a little bit of life. Alright, so we've got our change. So we need somewhere to go with it. What's our chorus going to be? Are we going to want to have multiple parts? You know, some songs would keep the same two chords the whole song. They would elevate the part by adding guitars or other instruments to bring it up a notch, or change the vocal melody. You're singing one part, one vocal melody over one section, and you change the vocal melody to a more chorusy, layered vocal approach for the chorus part, but underneath you're still playing the same progression. Me, I'm not a big fan of that kind of songwriting. I like to be a little bit more inventive. I'm not saying that is a bad thing. There's plenty of songs. Free Fallin' is a perfect example. Same progression the whole song. With or Without You by U2. Same progression from beginning to end of the song. 4 chords, the whole song. Alright, so anyway, so let's find somewhere to go with it. So we've got our two chords. Alright, good progression. But I want a little bit more movement there. So how about we do a chromatic walk down? So so we got a good chorus progression there. Now let's add the same kind of picking element there and see how that would evolve with a little bit more passing tone movement. So that's good. Alright, so I like that. I like what's going on there. So what I would do then is I've got my 2 parts, and then I can just with the bass alone I can change the sound of by where I play it. So I could have another section that goes maybe so that could be like a bridge, or again we're using the same 2 chords, but I'm playing it down an octave in a different different inversion. So it's the same chord, just a different inversion of that chord. Same thing. So that's pretty cool. I can take those two inversions of the same two chords, and I can create alternate parts there. So one part of the song I would play it up, and the second part of the song I would play it down. And you could sing something different over it. Maybe one is a guitar solo. A lot of times when I go down an octave, I like to have a lead there. Maybe an acoustic guitar or some violins would play a lead part there that maybe doubles the vocal chorus melody or the vocal verse melody, whatever it would be. It wouldn't have to be anything extravagant. Again, the mood is mellow, longing, searching, loving. You know, so I don't want to have you know, a Billy Idol kind of guitar, Stevie Stevens guitar rearing through it. Maybe something a little bit more David Gilmour-ish, you know, that kind of approach. So either way, I'm going to play through it once, the full cycle, with the upper register part, the chorus, the lower register part, and the chorus. Just see how the whole exchange works. We started out knowing B was our root chord, or the key of the song. We're in the key of B. So all right, there you go. Then what I would do next, go into the computer, arm a track. I would play that whole thing through, and then I would start layering. In my case, I would layer synths on, organs, pads, you know, sort of sonic elements that are synth-based. Certain situations I would add strings, horns, you know, brass elements, that kind of thing, or even percussion. And something like this, my feeling already is I want to present it to the band, and then see what they would do with it. So again, this started out just finding a chord or a sonic foundation that I wanted to begin. B sounded like a good place to start. that had nothing to do with what I was feeling. That's where my hands landed. So I very rarely start out saying I want to play in this key. I pick up my instrument, I sit down, and wherever my hands go is sort of, that's the vibe I go with. You know, because of what I used to do when I was 14, 15, 16 years old, those years of training this to work with this and vice versa, when I sit down after I've had a certain emotion, I trust that this is going to know what this is feeling, and this is going to lead me to that expression in music. All right. If you guys have any questions about the process, maybe explain a little deeper, I'd love to show you, my creative process there. Even if you guys want me to take this deeper and show you on inside the computer how I would go next, I would love to maybe make a part 2 to this. So just let me know if you guys are interested. I'd love to make more content that you guys want to see. All right. Thank you very much. Hope you guys have a happy Halloween, a happy Thanksgiving, and a Merry Christmas if I don't talk to you. Bye-bye now.